I'm excited. I'm over here talking to myself, just hyping myself up, really just talking about what's going to happen during the podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another podcast episode. My name is Javia Monet, the host of Echoes of the Void podcast, where I help you explore spirituality from all aspects through self-help. Recognize your potential and energize your passion to align with your highest self. Comes a point where you just gotta let go and let God. These days, I feel much more airy than I do weighed down. But today, what I want to discuss with y'all is very interesting. It's passionate, even scientific. Recognizing the alignment with your mind and your body, and being able to internalize that and scientifically back it with information. Today's about chemicals. The chemical makeup of your body and how that makeup determines the person that you are or the person that you will become. How that chemical makeup and sustaining it for your specific body can turn into one thing or another. It could trigger one thing or another, or make your body kind of like jump and say, ooh, look at this thing. Let's all gather at it. Like your cells are gathering at sickness or health. And today we're talking about it. This has blew my head. And I'm hoping it blows y'all. All right, let me get my notes up. Today, we're diving into the daily habits that can literally rewire your brain for positivity, focus, and joy. If you've ever felt stuck, unmotivated, or battling depressive thoughts, this episode is for you. We'll talk about simple, science-backed habits that can boost your brain chemicals and change how you feel starting today. There are several different chemicals in your body, and makeup of these chemicals and how much or little of it you have in your body can literally positively or negatively affect you. This isn't for you to use that as an excuse not to move forward. It's actually a episode that's focused on you being able to fulfill whatever you want to fulfill at your highest capabilities, while still understanding that this could be a way to help, not detriment. We all know the fate, right? Dopamine, gotta have it. You get dopamine from scrolling on TikTok all day long. You're looking for that next laugh, for that not that next drug, that next thing that makes you feel the same way that you felt. That's mindfuckery. Dopamine. There's a reason why I call it that. When you're on dope, you want it, you fiend for it, you set aside yourself for it. But there are positive dopamines and there are negative ones. I understand that scrolling on TikTok is fun, but let me be for real with myself, because I'm speaking to me here as a TikTok addict. I want to be clear and open, like I'm not a perfect human being. I love TikTok. It hurts my soul that the United States gotta be how they are. But anyways, whatever. But ultimately, the problem is we keep running to that thing. We keep running to that thing that can either negatively impact us or positively impact us. Dopamine. It's also known as like a reward chemical. That makes me feel good. That feels like a reward. It's like a reward. That's what our brains are saying when we're searching for funny content or content that sparks emotion in us at all. I give it to God. And you know what? I don't just give it to God. I give it to humans for figuring that shit out. But some good habits that you can use in order to get dopamine into your system is yoga, getting into the habit of setting goals, because then you can set actual rewards for yourself. If you set a goal that for the next week you're gonna work out at least 3 times, you're gonna read daily, and you're gonna journal on a daily basis, and then you hit that goal, maybe hitting that goal can feel like a reward for you. But there are multiple different ways that you can do this. That's not the only way. And the point of life is to figure out your way that works for you and go that way. And I 100% understand, you know, money, 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 you know, money, money, money. No, but no, let's be done with this idea that money is the only happiness in life, because it's not. A dopamine chase for you can mean something like going and being able to see sunsets. That may bring dopamine to your brain. That may just make you go into such a meditative and calm state of mind. That's how sunsets make me feel. And that may be your form of dopamine, right? It's definitely a form of dopamine for me. Exercising, especially like high intense exercises, things that have to really, really get your blood flowing and your heart pumping. I've been doing aerial yoga, y'all. I've been having myself a ball. I've been genuinely so happy, and it almost brings tears to my eyes, the amount of joy. But another thing with dopamine is, you know, practicing gratitude. You just have to be grateful for every little tiny aspect of even our being. So much more than unity of the people. It's unity. It's recognizing that there are layers to this, and each and every atom plays a part. I find it very interesting that they call this, you know, smallest form of creation an atom. Why it gotta be called an atom? Why couldn't it be an Eve? Why couldn't it be something else? I get it. Y'all say, oh, it's different spellings. Well, guess what? They sound the same. And last I checked, the way that language works is that before it was written down, it was spoken in tongues. So in technicality, they have the same meaning, which fucks my head up. Anywho, dopamine. Learning something new, acquiring a new skill or knowledge engages dopamine pathways as well. So creating new things, like, I think I'm getting dopamine right now from recording this podcast. I'm getting dopamine right now. But you just acquiring a new skill, like, it makes your body feel excited to be able to do something else. And man, imagine chasing that like it's a high. The second chemical, serotonin, regulates the blood, sleeping and feelings of happiness, boosting habits. Do like sunlight exposure, sitting out in the sun, feeling the heat on your body, recognizing how that heat makes you feel, recognizing if the grass is poking at your feet or behind your arms. You're recognizing every little piece of your fiber of being from an external standpoint, and it's very interesting. They say to aim for specifically 15 to 20 minutes of sunlight per day. So that can definitely help with your serotonin. Meditation, you know, being able to be mindful and recognize every little piece of you. That's what serotonin means to me. It's like being able to recognize every little tiny piece of your existence and realize. I love when a yoga instructor is like, if you feel a little tightness in your leg, that's okay. That happens. Just noticing it. They'll be like, just noticing it. I love it. I love it. It's one of my favorites. But mindfulness is just recognizing every little piece and being able to just notice whatever is going on. If you're feeling a little ache, if you're feeling a little tight in some area, or if you're feeling like even you're releasing trauma in that moment through stretching that piece of your body, if you're feeling that, then you're able to just be aware, just noticing it. And I love that. Even exercises, they say running and swimming are very, very effective. And it's because it's going to get your heartbeat up. It's going to throw your body off a little bit. You know, your body gonna be like, let me loosen up here. That's what it does. It gets your body off of the ground. That's what serotonin feels like. It feels like your body is off of the ground and somehow floating. Side eye. Another form of serotonin could be a healthy diet. Consuming foods that are rich in, they say tryptophan, but turkey, nuts, seeds, eggs, things of that nature feed directly to serotonin. And it increases that chemical in your brain, and it regulates your mood, sleep, and feelings of happiness. We do it. One other thing needs to become more prominent today is acts of kindness. Just whatever happened to like simple acts of kindness. Acts of kindness is another thing that can give you that serotonin rush a little bit. Helping others or practicing empathy promotes serotonin release. It's being able to relate to another human being, and not in a trauma bondish way, but in a light inside me sees the light in you type of interaction. We need to get back to that in society. It just seems that things are getting more and more bitter, and people are getting more and more scared, and people are getting more and more scarier. Oh, no! Last but not least, the last one that I'm going to talk about at least is endorphins. What is the function of endorphins, you ask? The body's natural painkiller associated with euphoria and stress relief. Some poor habits that you might be doing in order to relieve at least endorphins is smoking. Yeah, you might be doing that. We might be doing that. We just have to replace some of those habits. And in my opinion, it's okay to do on occasionally. It's just not okay to have to do it every single day. That's running too close to a addiction for me. And I want more positive addictions than negative. Some boosting habits that you can do is, once again, exercising, engaging activities like running. They even call it a runner's high. And I have felt this high. It's like you go and you run and it gets your blood rushing and your heart pumping, and then your heart kind of slows down and it's like, oh, that was fun. Like, ooh, like, let's do that again. Like, run that back. Run that game back. Yeah, yes, that's how running feels sometimes to me. And somebody who runs more, you can absolutely clear this up more. But ultimately, I don't run enough to just be, too geeked over it. But I have felt that before. And that can be addictive. I see why people could definitely put that in an addictive spot. But another form of exercise that you can do, which I see it as more of a stretch, but I guess you could call it an exercise, especially when it's done intensely, yoga. Yoga is very, like, takes over your body. Like a high. It's a high that you have to come back to. Like, I've even felt that with aerial yoga. It's like, oh, the feeling of pulling myself up. Oh, the feeling of that decompression of your back. Getting a move and being able to be like, damn, like, I worked for that. And that felt good. That feels good. And that's the thing. Those are the type of people I want around me. People who are able to say, oh my goodness, I did a hard thing and it felt so good.
Wow.
It felt so good to overcome that hurdle. It felt so good to be able to take that leap of faith. It felt good. Laughing. Like watching a funny video, a funny movie, or spending time with humorous people. Laughing releases endorphins as well. It's the happy chemical. It's the one that just makes you spicy foods, eating like chili peppers can trigger endorphin release. Once again, it's like a high that you keep on coming back to. That's what I feel like these chemicals kind of are. The way that they kind of build up is a habit. And that's the reason why if you change your habits, you change your life. That's the reason why that saying is around. Your body keeps coming for what it wants. What it wants can either be positive or negative, but it's really your choice. Oh yeah! Another thing is creative expression. Singing, dancing, painting, just helps release endorphins. And I had this conversation with my cousin the other day. We were talking about how creativity is not just creating art. Creativity is so much more than just creating art. You can creatively come up with solutions, and that's still you being creative. See things as an art. Breaking out of the matrix with your creative expressions. There we go. Those are the words I was looking for. And your creativity does not have to be like everyone else's creativity. It can be whatever you want it to be. Like, you make it. You are in control of it. Whatever you want to create, you create it. And even if your option is just creating solutions, you're creating something. And last but not least, physical touch. Hugging or massaging therapy increases endorphin levels. Your body is happy to be in pain. I hate to put it that way, but ultimately, whenever you're laying in your bed and it just feels really comfortable to bed rot, these are the type of thoughts that you have to have going through your head. But it feels really good to move. Like, oh, I'd love to just lay here every day, all day, because it's comfortable and safe. But it's exciting to get out and do something that I like. We can still recognize how we feel and change it. You can say, oh, it's really, really cold outside, but I'm gonna go out there anyway. Because I can do hard things. That's how affirmations work, and that's how you have to speak to yourself through your brain, like every single day. All right, that is the end of this episode. Very excited to walk on this journey with y'all. I'm very much grateful. Even the opportunity to bless y'all's screens today. As a matter of fact, I want y'all to pat yourselves on the back as well, because if you stayed throughout the whole video, I really, really appreciate you. Man, being able to hear me speak so passionately about something that you so deeply may want to change or upgrade within yourself, and you being able to take the hard truths too. Pat yourself on the back. You're doing an amazing job. Like, remember that you're here for a reason. Remember that you're able to make your own choices and decisions and level up every single day. I'm grateful for y'all even showing up today. The fact that you're even open to clicking on a video like this, I'm grateful to know that there are other people in this world that want the absolute best for themselves and others. So if y'all like this content, go ahead and like the video, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I want to know y'all's feedback, y'all's thoughts. Leave a comment. Yes, if you want more of these, the chemicals that make up your brain and help you to do certain functions in the body. It doesn't just have to be amazing chemicals. We can talk about all different types of chemicals if we need to. And even if I could guest star a person that's like, professional in this, I'll absolutely do my best to do so, whatever y'all like me to do. But ultimately, subscribe, like, comment. Let me know y'all's thoughts. Let me know what y'all would even change. If y'all have any suggestions for how I can improve, I'd love to know them. I'd love to know what you're thinking. What are your thoughts? I did forget to wear my microphone. That's unfortunate because we're at the end of the video and it's getting posted anyway. Like, I don't care. Love y'all. Bye.